Hi guys, it's Pam from the Shoots with Roots program at Milner Gardens Woodland. Except I'm not at Milner Gardens, and I have a funny story for you. This video was supposed to be filmed at Milner Gardens, and I filmed most of it last week. But turns out I'm not a professional videographer, and all of the awesome footage that I took of bumblebees on a purple rhododendron got lost. So I'm just gonna simulate it for you, okay? Basically, there were a whole lot of videos that looked sort of like this. Beautiful bumblebees all over beautiful rhododendron flowers buzzing around, and it was amazing. I don't have that. Instead, what I've been doing this week is trying to find bees on Protection Island. So here we go with this week's bee video. Some of it filmed at Milner Gardens and some of it filmed on Protection Island. Thanks, everybody. Sometimes this is news to people that there's more than one kind of bee. And in fact, in British Columbia, we have a lot of different kinds of bees. I asked a friend of mine who knows a lot about these kinds of things, just how many types of bees do you think we have in British Columbia? Was it 4? Wasn't 4. Do you think maybe it's 48 types? 3 types? What do you think? The answer is 483 different species of bee. Whoa! That's almost as many kinds of bee as we have kinds of birds. Kind of crazy to think about. Often when we think of bees, we think of this guy. We think of a honeybee. But you know, honeybees aren't even native to Vancouver Island. They get a lot of good press because they make honey, and honey is delicious, but they're not one of our native bees. There's 482 other species of native bees to get to know. Now, the first thing to know about bees is that they're an insect, and they follow the basic insect body plan. There are 3 body parts: head, thorax, and an abdomen, and insects all have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. One of my bee's legs fell off, but we're just going to ignore that for now and cover it up with another feature of bees, which is the wings. Now, some insects have 1 pair of wings, like flies only have 1 pair of wings, but bees have 2 pairs of wings. So one of the ways to tell you're looking at a bee and not a fly is that there are 2 pairs of wings. Another thing that bees have that flies don't are antennae, and the final way you can tell you're looking at a bee and not a fly is that flies have eyes that look like ski goggles, whereas bees generally have smaller eyes that are separated on their head. Now, to figure out the type of bee, they come in all kinds of different colors and patterns. And sometimes paying attention to the different colors and patterns on the bee is helpful, but if you want to get them into basic groups of bees, you want to look for where they're storing pollen on their body. Honeybees and bumblebees, like the one in this picture, store their pollen in sacs on their legs. So if you see a bee with pollen sacs, it's probably either a honeybee or a bumblebee. There's another group of bees that are called mining bees. They often live in little holes underground that carry pollen on little hairs on their legs. I like to call these guys the pollen pants bees. And a third group of bees carry their pollen underneath their abdomen on hairs on their bellies. We call this group the hairy belly bees. If you've heard of mason bees, these guys are in that group. So a hairy belly bee would have pollen underneath its belly. So those are some of the bees that I found. I'm going to challenge you guys this week to go out into your neighborhood. Try to pick a sunny day. Try to pick a day that's not too windy. I have discovered that bees do not like being filmed and they do not like human voices talking about them. So try to be quiet and sneaky and see how many different kinds of bees you can find. Hope you have a really great week. Be safe, be kind, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!